supplements? This is probably the question I get asked most often. So, what are the essential supplements that high rocks and hybrid athletes should be taking? I reckon you're probably not taking number 4. My name is Jack from Box Nutrition and Performance, and I help hybrid athletes optimize performance through metabolic testing and nutrition coaching. And today I'm going to be talking about the supplements that you should be considering if you're looking to take your performance to the next level. But before I do delve into these, I think it's important to realize that supplements should not be the priority when it comes to your nutrition. Have you got the basics covered off first? This needs to be your focus before you even start considering supplements. Likewise, your training and sleep will give you a far bigger performance benefit than any supplement. That being said, if you're looking to optimize your training and your nutrition, you should probably be looking to take a few things. But what are they? Just a quick one, this is not clinical advice, and if you are going to take any supplements, make sure you do check with your doctor first. Okay, so let's get right in. Number 1, creatine. Creatine monohydrate. This is the most researched supplement out there, and any hybrid CrossFit or high rocks athlete should be taking this because it is going to increase lean muscle mass, it's going to increase power, it's going to increase speed. It just enables you to do more work in your session, and if you can do more work, so more reps, more sets, you're going to build muscle and you're going to get stronger. The one caveat to this is that it can lead to a little bit of water retention, but that's not to say you shouldn't take it. If you have got an event, say like a half marathon, a marathon, where we know that weight is going to have an impact, then you can actually kind of take creatine out 8 weeks beforehand. And this washout period enables you to lose the water weight but still maintain the gains, the strength, the power and the speed that you would have got previous to these 8 weeks. Just in terms of dosing, keep it simple, have 5 grams per day, ideally after you train. You can also load it if you want, and to do this you just need to take 4 lots of 5 grams, or about 3 grams if you're a bit smaller, over 4 days, and that's going to make sure that your muscles are fully saturated and you're ready to go. Once you've done that, just drop it down to 5 grams. One question I do have is, should I periodically stop taking it throughout the year? Short answer is no. Research shows that there's no benefit of cessation or stopping taking it, so just continually take it throughout the year. Number 2 is not necessarily a supplement, but is protein powder. And the only goal with this is to make sure that you're hitting your protein requirements throughout the day, and it's cost effective and convenient. If you're struggling to hit your protein requirements, then something like a protein shake with your breakfast as an afternoon snack, as a snack before bed, can be an easy way to bump things up. Next up is beta-alanine, and this is actually something I studied from a master's degree, and I looked at CrossFit athletes, and what this is an amino acid which helps buffer hydrogen ions, which cause that burning sensation when you exercise at high intensity. Imagine when you're kind of pushing a sled or when you're rowing, you get that kind of burning sensation in the legs. People often think it's lactic acid, however, it's actually these hydrogen ions. And we know that hydrogen ions can cause disturbances within the muscle, which can actually stop you performing well. And by buffering them, or imagine just kind of stopping them affecting you, we can go for that little bit longer. And research shows, including the study I did actually, showed us that you can push that a little bit harder for exercise sessions that are between 4 and 8 minutes. And we're talking about high intensity intervals. So if your day-to-day endurance-based work is not really going to have an impact, but when you start doing your interval work, it can definitely help. In terms of how we can take it, we're looking to take about 4 grams per day. Now, one of the issues with this, it can cause this kind of tingly effect. You probably had it when you've had a pre-workout, and we can avoid this by spreading the dose out throughout the day. So basically even dose of 1 gram at each main meal. However, I prefer to have it just before you work out because you feel like something's happening. The other caveat to this is that it does take 28 days to saturate your muscle source. So don't think it's going to have an immediate impact when you have it with your pre-workout. You need to be taking it for a month for you to notice any benefits. Okay, next up, number 4 is nitrate shots. Used mainly by endurance athletes, nitrate shots can improve blood flow and they can reduce oxygen cost for endurance exercise. So simply it's going to enable you to go for that little bit longer. And all you need to do is take a nitrate shot about 2 to 3 hours beforehand to give you this benefit. I think one thing with this is they're 1, expensive, and 2, taste absolutely horrible. So you probably want to use them sparingly and only for your key workouts or races. Number 5 is sodium bicarb. Yeah, sodium bicarbonate that your mum uses to bake. Similar to beta-alanine, sodium bicarbonate helps buffer hydrogen ions within the muscle, enabling you to push harder for high intensity exercise. So again, when you're doing high intensity interval sessions, you might want to supplement with sodium bicarbonate about 1 hour before. And you do that by taking 0.3 grams per kilo of body weight before your session. One caveat to this is that it can cause some gastrointestinal problems, i.e. gas, the shits. So to avoid any discomfort, start with a small amount and test it, and over time you can start building up and adjusting it to your tolerance levels. Okay, number 6 is caffeine. Probably another supplement across the board which is guaranteed to help with your performance, whether it be endurance, a little bit with strength as well. And the way it works is simply reducing the perception of effort. making it easy to do things. So whatever your session, if you can be more focused when you're going in, you might be able to push that a little bit harder. We're looking for around about 3 to 6 milligrams per kg of body weight about 45 minutes before we train. And each person does have a different level of tolerance, so again, practice what works for you. This is the same for coffee, for anhydrous forms as well, so kind of tablets or powders, or even pre-workouts. So practice, see what you prefer, and go with that. One thing with this is having caffeine later in the day can impact sleep, and we know that sleep is probably going to have a better impact on overall performance than that one session. So if you're training late at night, skip the caffeine. Okay, next up is carbohydrate gels. And this is only really for sessions that are going to be lasting more than 60 to 90 minutes. We use them simply because we're going to run out or deplete our glycogen or carbohydrate stores within the muscle. Having around 30 to 60 grams of carbohydrates per hour in these long, harder sessions can really help with performance. Like other supplements, there is going to be a difference between tolerance levels. Some people can just have about 20 grams per hour. Other people can have about to 120 grams. Practice what you can take on board and go with that. Okay, so last up is electrolytes. So when we exercise and sweat a lot, we lose these electrolytes. So sodium, magnesium, calcium, and potassium. And the way that they work is they help with fluid balance, they help with nerve function, and they help with muscle contraction as well. And if we run out, it's simply going to affect our performance. But it's important to realize that it's not really needed for easier cold sessions. It's really needed for the long, hard, hot, humid sessions where we're going to sweat a lot. You might be asking, well, can't you get this from a balanced diet? And the answer is yes. However, immediately before or during a workout, sometimes it's just not very easy to get, say, magnesium from nuts or potassium from a banana. And in these instances, simply having electrolyte formula beforehand and during your exercise session is going to help with your performance. So there you have it, some supplements that are going to help with your hybrid performance. But remember, there's definitely no magic bullet, but when you can start adding these to good quality sleep, a well-balanced diet, and a proper training plan, you'll really start seeing the benefits. So now you've got that list, give it a go, note down if it's made any difference, and let me know if you've got any questions. And in the meantime, if you do need any help with your nutrition, your exercise, or some metabolic testing, then make sure you get in contact or head over to bossnutrition.co.uk.